Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, nowadays we have become crazily sensitive, isn't it? When we, witnessing the world has become the trigger point that it makes us lose the sense of ease in us. The sense of peace can be lost by just, being part of the world. How did we end up being so sensitive? No doubt, being sensitive in a right way is the way to coordinate our lives, to navigate ourselves in a way that, we create a healthy boundary in a relative sense in the functioning world. But we have cultivated the wrong, wrong approach on the sensitivity itself. Again, notice how crazily sensitive we are. Everything can make us lose our mind. Now, the reason we are so sensitive is because, we are ingrained in certain preference, and that is our lifestyle. Also, somewhat we want to see the same thing in the world because we think, what we maintain is good for the world. And what we see in the world is against our preference, especially right now when the world is digital. We see a lot of the stuff, right? Yes, there are crazy stuff taking people away from the stability, away from that sense of grounding to the essential stuff. We see those things. And when we see it, we want to say something, right? Yes, definitely saying something is about putting your opinion out. Sure, if your opinion is aligned with an, healthier side, yeah, great. And someone hears it, they can realign themselves. They also associate with you and they feel you, yeah, this is good stuff. But notice what the opinion you're putting out in the world itself, is a sign of righteousness. Your stuff is right. Playing the role of righteousness, consciously or unconsciously. Thing is that, the world is always a place that triggers us. And freedom is about not to be triggered by the world. Not even triggered by your own mind. And this is where the spiritual journey comes in to be part of the path so that we can figure out the truth, where we can dissolve the mind and also not affected by the world. Because world is simply the mind. The mind, comes out in the world. The opinion is there. And for the extension of the opinion is there as an action, it's always there. And how to not to get affected by the world is by truly, understanding oneself, which only happens by seeing the plain sight truth. Again, the reason we are sensitive because we have certain preference going in our lives and we want to see the same quality outside as well. And that, preference itself is, a righteousness coming out to see the world in the same way. The righteousness itself is an ego, and ego gets defensive. The ego self gets defensive when things are not aligned with our preference, and there will be constant battle within in the mind. The narrative prolongs, the drama prolongs, and when the internal drama prolongs, who is getting affected by the drama? It's not the world. It's you, because you are allowing the drama to prolong, by you. So you end up getting struggle. You will end up falling into that trap. And when you're falling into that trap, you are stressing. And when you're stressing, what happens? We blame it to the world again. And when the blame game is prolonging, when that entanglement gets stronger and stronger, when the righteousness gets stronger, we end up getting violent with the world. That's how the violence actually resurface in the world. So instead of ending in the violent, and regretting in the future, we need to step back before we act, being crazy. So stepping back and investigating on why we are sensitive. Why do I get triggered by the world? Where is this, this losing myself with this world coming from? What triggered me to lose myself? And asking ourselves the right question is the way to figure out the root of the friction, root of the fight. So, we are all sensitive. Why are we sensitive? Why are we sensitive? That's why it's going to help us, figure out the root. And again, the root itself is the preference we maintain. We maintain those preferences because of something, the fear of something, and that's the way to eventually, we can eliminate the fear as well. And the process is, same. Tracing back with the why helps us to see the root, and why we prolong the root. We see the fear of something, and trace back on the fear, all the way until there's nothing left. Ask yourself, who am I? And that's where you click. And, that's the way to live in awareness, prolong your life with awareness. And that is easy living, fearless living, living the life that is conflict-free. And I know everybody want to live a life conflict-free, especially within, because the mind is the one thing that is always creating the conflict, isn't it? Creating the drama. When the drama gets stronger, it's stressful. When the drama gets negative, it's stressful for oneself. So not to involve in that drama, we really have to be part of the inquiry approach, and that's the way to be mentally free. When we are free within, we know how to handle the world as well. Anyway, I hope this video makes sense. You are sensitive, and look into, that sensitive quality in you. Why am I sensitive? Ask yourself this question and see how far you can go back by tracing on that quality. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Hope you're enjoying the tracing back work. See you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.